My sister and I were getting married on the exact same day. A wealthy man arrived in a luxurious wedding car to pick her up. Meanwhile, my fiancé showed up only riding a shabby, run-down bicycle. Everyone mocked him for being poor and plain, saying I would surely call off the marriage. I paid them no mind at all and agreed to marry him without hesitation. I did this because, in my past life, I had married into a top-tier wealthy family, while my sister had wed an ordinary man. Watching me live a glamorous life, she had flown into a rage and dragged me into the water. When I opened my eyes again, I had been reborn right back on this wedding day. The man looked at my resolute expression and reminded me to think it through carefully. I told him firmly that I had no regrets. My sister stood nearby and sneered, saying I would definitely live a hard life in the future. I ignored her, pulled off the cumbersome wedding skirt, and prepared to go home with the man. Touched by my sincerity, the man rode off with me sitting behind him. My sister secretly believed I would sooner or later regret my choice. But unexpectedly, the man stopped the bicycle in front of a grand villa. I stared in shock and asked him what was going on. He said he was just a small security guard who happened to live temporarily in his employer's garage. I did not care in the slightest and smiled, saying I was willing to work hard and build a life with him side by side. What I did not know was that the man was the sole heir of a top luxury conglomerate. He had acted this way only to test whether I was a money-grabbing woman. That night, my sister sent me an invitation, asking me to attend an upscale banquet at a fancy hotel. Worried that I would be wronged, the man wanted to accompany me. I politely refused, telling him I could handle the occasion calmly on my own. At that moment, the man handed me an ancestral family ring passed down through his clan. Soon after, I headed to the banquet alone. My sister and her wealthy husband mocked me openly in front of everyone. I did not bother to argue and turned to leave. My sister blocked my way, teasingly asking where my poor husband was hiding. I calmly spoke my husband's name, and the entire crowd fell into utter shock, for this man was none other than the world's richest man. Her wealthy husband let out a scornful laugh and claimed I was lying through my teeth. I smiled faintly and simply said my husband was nothing more than an ordinary security guard. Disdain flashed across everyone's faces at once, and my sister took the chance to shove me harshly to the ground. I could not understand why she hated me so deeply. My sister said I had always overshadowed her in every way. She had invited me here today purely to humiliate me in public. Just then, the hotel manager hurried over in a rush. When he caught sight of the ancestral ring on my finger, identical to the one worn by the world's richest man, he turned pale with shock and bowed respectfully. "Madam, what brings you here?" Panic swept over every person in the room instantly.